Welcome, everyone, to the Monday, June 5th, 2017 Historical Preservation Commission meeting. We'll start with call to order.
Aaron Brown. Lynn Bilodeau.
Here.
Joe Chappell.
Here.
Patrick Kerr.
Here.
Amy Locke.
Here.
James Long. Ed Wood.
Present.
Quorum's present.
We'll go next with public comment. Anybody want public comment? We'll move on to the approval of the minutes from April 3rd.
Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Just don't know if I fit into that category or not. My name's Abigail Ropp. My husband and I are...
Excuse me.
Sorry, yes. Come over here. My name is Abigail Ropp. My husband and I are new to Guthrie. We moved here in October of last year. We are currently in the process of looking into buying one of the downtown buildings. We are wanting to find out information regarding any funds that are potentially available to help with the preservation of the historic buildings downtown. So we're here just to get more information and find out if there's anything in existence like that. So that is why we are here today.
Okay. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, and since it's not on the agenda, we can't discuss it, but we have your question, and so someone from staff will reach out to you.
Sounds
There's a sign-in sheet that's going around. If you could just put your name and your contact information.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good. Thank
All
you.
right.
Welcome
you.
to town.
Thank you.
Which building are you interested in?
The Victor.
Okay.
Do you have the American Legion on the agenda?
Yes.
Yes. Thanks. Any other public comment? And we'll move on to approval of the minutes from April 3rd.
Make a motion to approve?
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Are you Lynn?
Yes.
I show that you're not
I
able to
wasn't
second.
even here then. I called
Yeah.
in sick, but somebody that was here needs a second?
I'll second it.
Okay. Okay.
You want to read off, or you just want to approve?
I think you can just say all in favor.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
I can't.
Any abstain? One abstention.
Okay.
Actually, you should abstain too. Discussion of possible action concerning new signage located at 124th West Oklahoma Avenue. Let's see here.
Staff comments?
Yes.
Okay. The applicant requested approval of a new hanging sign at 124 West Oklahoma, which is the Goodrich Building. It appears that the applicant will install metal mounting hardware, black iron to the brick or stone on the front facade. If approved, the sign ordinance requires that the bottom of the proposed sign be a minimum of 8 feet above the sidewalk. Photos depicting the material, font style, and design theme have been included in your packet for review. I believe the applicant is here if there's any questions.
Timothy, or you're Kalen? Okay.
Is that pretty much,
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I was just going to say, is that how, if you don't mind, and as we said, it's going to fall within the guidelines of everything of the sign ordinances and all that kind of, so.
This one's marked out, and this one says this one.
Yes, I'm sorry. That was the photo I submitted was a color photo, so that's, I guess, when they copied it, it basically is going to be a light wood with the black logo instead of a white logo.
And
So they're
a black
identical,
border.
except the logo will be black instead of white.
Okay, with the black border versus a white border?
Correct.
Okay. Are there-
I'm new to the commission, but I'd like, I recently went to Eureka Springs, Arkansas, which is a beautiful city, and almost every building in that town has a sign very similar to this. There's very little signage on the buildings, but they all have those little hanging, very much like this. I'm a big fan of the look.
Oh, yeah, me too.
So,
I just want to say that I do like this sign, and I know last time we talked about some things on the windows. Are you deciding not to do anything on the windows at this
Not at
point?
this time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do like this one a lot.
Any more questions for Kalen? If not, can I get a motion?
I make a motion to accept the proposal.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is sign located at 105 East Oklahoma Avenue. Let's see where that one, I got 124.
The applicant, Kevin Kraft, State Farm Insurance, requests approval of a new hanging sign, approximately 4 by 3, which will be installed on existing hardware on the front of the building, just above the, help me with, entresol at 105 East Oklahoma. Hanging signs over the sidewalk must provide an 8-foot minimum clearance for the pedestrian foot traffic. The applicant also requests approval of new signage for windows and doors. Photos depicting the proposed font style, design, theme, and colors to be used have been included in your packet. And I believe the applicant is also here. If you have
Would like to
questions.
come up to the podium? Are you Ms. Kraft?
I am Mrs. Huerta. I am an employee of Kevin Kraft.
Okay. We have any questions for the young lady?
Well, I have a question.
I have a color copy as well, if you'd actually like to see a better copy of that.
I would, please.
Are there,
None of it is permanent.
okay.
And this is where the sign will be going right here.
Here, I'll just sticker details besides the sign.
And these are something that will be added?
Yes.
Is there any,
So these down here are what this is.
okay,
That will be right there. These ones will be right here. And these two will be over here on the other side. Right here is where it says Kevin Kraft, and then the hours afterwards.
okay.
Would you mind taking it down, please, and showing these two?
Is one of these the hanging sign and one
Yes.
of these, that's the hanging sign?
This is
Okay,
the
that's
main
what,
sign,
that's
This
what,
is what is on the window.
okay, and
And
that's
this
what I
is
heard.
on the window now.
Correct. Not on the window now, but. we're
Gonna
looking
go on
to
the
be
window, okay.
window.
Yeah, I was hoping that was the hanging sign, because that looks good.
It does.
Since I'm new to the commission, and I mean brand new, I haven't read anything on ordinances or design standards or anything. Are there any specific ordinances that address, and the reason I'm asking this, because I can remember several years ago when someone put some signs in some windows that there were several people downtown that were upset about. Are there any ordinances on what goes
There are.
on the windows, or what size, or how many words, or anything like that
Size,
at
yes,
all?
it can't take up more than 1/3 of the entire space on the window.
So
There is-
they can have stuff on windows?
Yes,
I just
yes.
didn't know. And it can't be more than 1/3?
1/3 the size of the entire space of the window. Now, there's,
Does it have to
depending
be
on,
opaque?
no,
I
it
mean,
can be any kind of sign.
so you could, yeah,
It's
okay.
generally transfers what they do. A lot of people, some will do some reverse paint. Mainly it's vinyl transfers now. We try to keep it in the flavor and the style that complements downtown Guthrie, so it's not too far out. But signage is signage, and we tend to, even with the National Register, they encourage different signs nowadays. So because we are living in the 21st century, so. But we try to keep the signs within just a limited space on the window.
Right, okay.
Any other questions? Can I get a motion?
I move we approve.
I think that looks good.
A second.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Passes unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you.
In regards to that, and this is probably something I should ask afterwards, but is there, I guess there are a list of some ordinances or something? Is it ordinances or guidelines?
Do you
or-
have a red book by chance?
I don't have anything.
You don't have,
I
well,
just showed
we're
up.
gonna have to-
Okay.
We need to get,
We need to get your red book.
you get a red book.
Okay.
All right, let's see, that was that one. Number 6. Actions concerning American Legion request to set a metal garden shed in Honor Park on the northwest corner of Second and Harrison. Is there anybody here to represent that?
Yeah, if I could, the American Legion requests approval of a garden shed at the northwest corner of Second and Harrison Street. The metal garden shed will be placed to the rear of the lot and will be concealed from view with fencing material that will match the existing fence on the west side of the lot.
That was Greg Rupert's request. I visited that space on Saturday, and I don't know if it'll fit. Ideally, the place for it would be behind the fence on the other side.
That's what I was gonna suggest. Is there room to put it between your fence and the alley on the west side of Honor
Yes.
Park? Because if there is, I mean,
That'd be the
I've got a
ideal.
tractor and I'll help you grade it out and get it level.
Thank you, that's the ideal place. I just can't see, there's not enough room to put.
Do
the
we
thing
know,
in. It's-
and
it's
I would
metal.
just cringe at the thought of this being on the east side of the fence.
I would
And
too.
I looked through this twice. Do you know what the dimensions of the building are?
Yeah, it's a 12 by,
8.
8 by 8.
No.
Okay, 8 by
yeah,
12?
8 by 12.
Okay, it'll fit there on that backside, and then you could still fence around it and have a little gate to get in there and open the door. And I would have no objection to that. Like I said, I'll donate my time and my tractor to help you guys
Thank you.
get it set in there.
Thank you.
But, yeah, when I looked at this at first, I thought, where in the world? First off, I didn't know what the back side of the park was, because I don't know if it faces south or east. It's on the corner. But, yeah, on the other side of the fence and then fencing around
Toward
it,
the
I think
south
would
end.
be ideal. Is it taller than 6 feet? It's got to be.
It's 8 foot tall according to
It's
the
8 foot.
dimensions they put on here.
That's
Because the
side
fence
would-
is only 6 that's right there.
That's the side we'd have to match the building with the fence.
Right, the fence that's already up.
Well, I will tell you some concern. I'm on the planning commission, and some concerns that I have. One is that, yeah, I can see it being behind that fence, and I did go look at it. But you're talking about, I don't know who owns the building on the other side of the alley.
It's in foreclosure right now.
Yeah, the city
The
owns
city
it,
probably
right?
own it.
But someone's going to buy it, I would imagine.
We're going to keep it.
Huh?
We're going to keep
Oh,
it.
the city's keeping it?
Yes, and I even heard that there might be a possibility of keeping some, like, take a corner and put some lawn equipment in there, or lawnmower, and,
In that building?
Uh-huh.
That would be even a better thing than a metal. Part of my concern is that, and I was going to bring a picture of the Gazette, the Oklahoma Gazette. Guthrie's featured this week
Saw it.
on about our architecture. And, there's been, I don't know if you're aware, but there's been a lot of discussion about metal buildings in Guthrie.
oh, yes, I've lived here all my life. Joe.
Yeah, and this historically, it certainly doesn't fit into the downtown area. And in fact, I took a picture of some buildings, small buildings that look like a little house on the prairie or a little church, but they're storage shed. I mean, they're the kind of building, same size, that can add something to a historic area. So my thought, I mean, we have one commissioner volunteering to do the work, but my thought would be that maybe even I wouldn't mind helping raise money for something like that.
The whole thing is, Joe, he bought this thing sight unseen, and it's now sitting on property that is not ours, and we just need to do something with it.
With it.
And we can take it to somewhere and use it for storage. Currently, the American Legion lets the Lions Club use some of our storage, and we go rent another place. So it's kind of.
Well,
the
I know where
community
you can
effort.
store it for free while you guys are working this out.
Okay.
Okay, because my wife and I own the Red Cross building, there's already one storage shed behind it, you can put that one right next to it. There's nothing on those lots right there.
We've got some other places we can
Okay.
put it up.
It
Why you
has
put it,
some
I don't know why it was
You
put
know,
there.
and I know the publishing museum isn't being used right now, but someday that might be. And whatever goes in that alley is going to be part of the view of all
It's gonna be
four
very
stories of
visible
that building.
from second
And,
story.
and the you always want to be on the side of the American Legion and the veterans because of what they've done for us.
This hasn't gone before the committee yet, at the American Legion on the executive committee, but.
But it would be great if we could work out something with the city where you could store things in that building if the city's
If
keeping
that
it.
that would be perfect. And right now, we're getting so doggone old, we can't load up all that equipment all the time and unload it.
Right, and I want to, just as a lifetime, citizen of Guthrie, I want to thank you guys for keeping that and making that park such a beautiful park downtown.
We're
It's
proud
one
of
of our
it.
few greenscapes downtown that you can really enjoy, and I know you can tell the amount of work and effort that goes.
We're working, so somehow or another, I don't know if acid got put on those bricks. Some of them just, you can't read the names on them, so we're looking at doing some replacing on it. It's quite expensive. But if you need any concerns, I can understand a no.
Yeah, well, I make a motion to disapprove.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor, raise your hand. 1, 2, 3. Those opposed? Those abstaining? I'm going to abstain.
That's okay. Thank you for your consideration, and we'll be visiting with you and go right about this the right way. Okay? Thank you.
Thanks.
Let's see, discussion of possible action concerning sign location at 206 West Oklahoma Avenue.
The applicant, Barbara Pearson, requests approval of a new window sign at 206 West Oklahoma. The sign will be wooden and placed inside the front window of the business. Photos depicting the material, font size, and design theme have been included in the packet, and I believe the applicant is here if you have questions.
Barbara? Come on up.
I actually have shower in my chair.
Okay, thank you.
It's just wooden.
Now, is this the window it's going to sit in front of?
No, that's actually in my house.
Okay,
What building is that exactly?
The Daniel's drugstore.
Oh, okay.
That one, and
Oh,
I just
cool.
wanted to hang it in the window there.
That's cool. I like the looks of it myself.
So is it actually attached to the window, or is it just
No,
hanging inside the window?
Well, we haven't even hung it up yet. We're going to put it on a chain.
There's
and
the
hang it
color.
down. It's going to be in the window next to the actual door. when you come in.
can you give us an idea of the size of that window, please? It's about,
Yeah.
Oh, it's big.
is it big?
It's real tall.
Yeah, it's real
Tall.
tall.
Yeah,
About
remember,
3 foot wide?
probably.
But aren't there,
8 foot
there's a
tall
couple,
window?
but see, there's several windows and they go across the front of the building. What, like 3 windows maybe?
Gray area, if it's within 3 foot of the window.
Sort of like
but,
that
see
right there.
I see that, how big that is. That should be, I don't see that there's going to be an issue with that.
Picture's okay, unless some of you council members want to see it.
Yep.
Any other
I
questions?
make a motion that we approve it.
I second.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstain? Barbara, passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Okay. Staff comments.
I have none.
Commission comments.
I think you all did the right thing today with disapproving that metal building. I don't believe it fits in the flavor of Guthrie. Being able to be seen from the second floor, I think that was the correct course of action there. There are a lot of other alternatives and options that could be made to make it look more attractive. There have been metal buildings, and every time there's one, it just causes a major problem, and and it really doesn't fit in the architecture and scheme of things of Guthrie. So I think you all did a really good job of doing that. Thank you.
We had some approval from the audience.
Yeah.
The people that are wanting to buy buildings in downtown Guthrie. Thank you.
Any other commission comments? If not, thank you all very much for your time and attendance. Oh, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
yeah, we've got some.
I didn't know I was supposed to register with you guys, but I do have some information. If you guys have some time to go over this, I just wanted to sign in front of our office building.
Okay, well, you'll have to,
Yeah,
it'll have to be on next month.
Yeah, not being on the
yeah.
agenda tonight.
Because I called them and I asked them, how could I be prepared about it? They just told me to show up, so.
Yeah, have you filed with the planning commission or the planning department?
No, I
Their
just called City Hall
application?
here.
Okay.
Planning Commission.
Or the planning department tomorrow at 8, if you will come into their office and fill out the application. Yeah.
Now, one more question. Am I able to put up a?
Please stand up. Want to come up to the microphone, please?
Would I be able to put up like a little bitty sign for a couple of weeks or something like that to at least kind of promote my business?
You can talk to the staff tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, this board is not able to answer those questions.
Okay.
Tonight,
Well, thank you
yes.
very
Okay.
much.
Yep.
Yep.
Anything else from the commission?
Nope.
Again, thank you all for your time and attendance, and we are adjourned.